Hello, hello, and good evening. Yes, it is always pleasure having you on board. And this is Couples Will Show, and this is where we write down our love while we are alive. For we don't want our love story to be read when we are gone. Neither do we want our love story to be read when we are 6 feet under. And my name is Willie Kinyash. Na ukipenda Dr. Love. And out there they call me the undisputed, and thank you so much for the love and support. If you're here for the first time and you have not subscribed, kindly go there, subscribe, and remember to hit that button of that bell so that any time we are on, you can always be notified. So asanteni sana kwa upendo, we really appreciate. Yes, and this is the new version of the Couples Will Show. Things are growing bigger and bigger and better, and I promised you that soon we are going back to those days we used to bring in couples, and I am delighted and honored to have an amazing couple that are here with us to share their love story. And they have such an inspiring story. If you're emotional like one of my directors, kindly tafuta serviette ukae nayo karibu, kwa hivyo kwa sababu unaweza jipata machozi ikitiririka. And so I am hosting the Guitars, and it is important to mention that the show is sponsored by Bahai Investments Limited. These are dealers with plots, and they are selling plots in Juja Farm, Nanyuki, Ruiru Murera, and Kangudo Road. And you can contact Bahai. You can go to their office. Their offices are in Juja Town, Juja Professional Center. You can go there, or you can call this number 0723 214 047. Yes, there is that number. It is down there on your screen. You can call that number and you will be able kusaidiwa. So, Guitars, yeah. Karibuni sana.
Asante.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
We've really planned for this, but God's time is the best. So, karibuni sana.
Thank you.
Yes, kindly you can say hi to our viewers, and you can introduce yourselves even as you go on with the story.
All right.
Yes, they say ladies first.
Okay.
But
men in front.
Men in front.
Yeah.
But let's start with the lady.
Hello, our special viewers. My name is Doti Adhiambo Gitau. I am born again. I love the Lord Jesus Christ as my personal Savior. And I've been married to, I always say, the most handsome man under the sun for 8 years now. And our own journey has been one that I would say touches people and changes people's perspective of life and of marriage. So we hope to be a blessing today. Karibu tena.
Thank you so much. And that is, did you get the name? Adhiambo. There is a story behind the names. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hello. My name is Joseph Gitau Mboro. I'm a businessman. I'm a pastor. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a student. And many more. So I pastor a church called the Manifest Sons of God Church. We are located along Eastern Bypass at Corner Stage at behind Mutonya Police Station. That's where we are. We are serving God together with my wife, together with my family, and we bless God because we know it's all by His grace. Mm-hmm. I'm a businessman. I'm a trusted car dealer. I have a dealership that goes by the name Diadem Max Group. You can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. We deal with quality cars, locally used and direct importations. And again, I have another business that is called Aditam Luxury Wheels. We hire out luxury cars, high-end cars. If you have a wedding, we have LX 570, we have some Prados. So you can hit us up and we'll give you a package for your wedding or for any other thing that you have. But we just deal with high-end cars. So thank you. God bless you. And we are delighted to be here today at the Couples Wheel Show with Dr. Love.
Yeah.
And we know that you will be surely blessed. So thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for coming. And direct to the story. First, this is Adhiambo. This is Gitau. So it is Nyanza coming to Central. How did you break the news to your parents? Sijui nani ataanzia.
This was interesting because we met in church. We were both serving in the worship team ministry. I was a guitarist, she was the lead singer. And once we met, I remember when I went to my parents, told them that now the best thing is I had never introduced them to any other lady. So she was the first one. So I went there, told them that I have a girl and I would like to marry her. What is her name? Adhiambo.
Hey.
Swali moja tu. Ulikosa Mkikuyu? Nikasema hapo ndio nataka. And by the grace of God, on my side hakukuwa na pingamizi. Directly hakukuwa na pingamizi. Kama ilikuwa hawakuniambia. But after nimeansa hiyo question, they were okay. And now we planned to go there and do the necessary thing. On my end, it was very smooth.
So there were, from your side, there were no challenges?
Only one question, ulikosa Mkikuyu?
Just that?
Just that.
But they accepted her?
They accepted her.
Wow.
I loved her until now.
Wow.
They are very good friends with my parents.
Let's hear her side of story.
So, I come from a family where wasichana wako na the curiosity to get married is so high. So mtoto ako form 2 na already ashapanga vile ataolewa. So me here I am, I'm hitting 24, 25, nothing. My mom has never seen a boyfriend in the compound, nothing. And then she kept asking, but my daughter, what is happening? Have you decided to be a nun? Jokingly, and I would tell her, no. I'll get married. When I meet a man who is worth bringing home to you, I will bring him. Just in God's timing. So many suitors came with very, very, very lucrative offers, you know, mouth-watering. And my dad at one point was tempted to maybe accept. But then there's something I was looking for that I couldn't find in them. And quality number one for me was a guy who loves God. All of the suitors, I wasn't seeing that. So in short, I didn't think they were guys worth taking home to mom. And so I just kept at it, kept serving God. I was all over the place in church. But my main ministry was in the worship team. But I was still in the Sunday school department. I was still in the sanctuary keeping department. Mimi nilikuwa hadi Asha Church. I was just all over the place. In my serving, I was not interested in who notices me to marry me. I was just, my main driving force at that time was, God, I want you to change my family. And so I kept telling God, I don't have much to give now, but I can give myself. I just want to see you change my family. My story, background ya familia yangu vile tu ilikuwa. So at that point, I was not interested in mwanaume mgani ataniona. Kumbe, there was a guy who was actually checking, you know, to see. And I remember when he first approached me, kulikuwa na issues kadhaa mingi. But then he had noticed so many things. My commitment to serving God, my commitment to just being in church early for prayers. I used to, kuna time nilikuwa najiavail kuosha kanisa peke yangu. And I'd made it a commitment to be there in church by 1 every Saturday. It didn't matter if I had other commitments. I would make sure nimejipanga so that by 1 I was in church. So his shop ilikuwa on my way to church. So every time I'm going to church, napitia kwa shop yake namsalimia. At times it was just waving. I did not know that this consistency was winning this man's heart. So me continue there, then pole akanikatia, nikaingia box. Kabla niingie box niliplay hard to get, of course. Yes. When I finally now nikajua sasa hii kitu sasa iko real, sasa iko. Now I got the confidence to talk to my parents. Because I wouldn't, what my policy even growing up was, I won't do what I see my cousins doing. I'll do things different. So I didn't want, Leo, you introduced a guy, 2 months down the line, you've broken up, no. So I wanted to be sure, this is it. This one is going to work, this one is going to the future. So I didn't talk to my parents at first. When I had now, sasa amenipeleka hadi kwao, I now hinted to my brother, because at that time I was staying with my brother. My brother was a bit pessimistic. He was like, Kikuyu tena. I mean, you're dating, because I dated a guy who were with in the same church. So my brother was like, tena ni wachachenu. Why are you just easily attracted to drama? And I told him, no, this one is different. And he had an issue. He had an issue with me dating a Kikuyu again. He had an issue with me dating a guy that we share the church with again. The greatest is he had an issue with a guy who had a small business. So he just had issues. Kumbe, I came to learn baadaye. Kumbe my brother pia alikuwa na suta wake tu. So he also had a suitor in mind. Mwenye tu ana mold pole tu ajue huyu atachukua sisangu. Ana grow mtu. So I think he also wanted to see my stand. So when I now finally was sure that this is the guy, this is the future, because every lady just wants that security. Yeah, sichezwi, hapa sitachezwa. Because one thing about ladies is when we love, we tend to go all in.
Yeah.
So kuna hako ka security ya hapa hata nikigo all in sitaachwa. And once I got that, I now call my mom. My mom was so happy. Zileza finally, my daughter. Unajua nimekuwa nikishindwa na msichana wangu ni mrembo tu lakini nini. She was so happy. And then now came the difficult part. So I asked her, will you tell your husband for me? And she goes like, we always joke with her like that. Sometimes I call her, ask her, how is your husband doing? So I said, will you talk to your husband for me about these issues? Said, no, this one is your issue. Call him by yourself. He's your father. So me, I call my dad. My dad, the way he was keen on the other end of the call, well, I'm like, tension can arise too. Nikamwambia, so mimi kuna mgeni nataka kuleta. He goes like, I'm telling him, okay, mgeni wangu anaitwa Joseph. Anafanya kazi gani? And then I hinted, akaniuliza, kabila gani? Nikamwambia ni Mkikuyu. Kaniambia Mkikuyu, not in my compound.
Remember, this was before the handshake.
This was before handshake.
Yeah. And then my dad is a Raila diehard fan. So alikuwa na imagine Kikuyu. He told me, see, not in my compound.
Oh no.
So now me, just flashing back a little bit, we grew up when my dad was absent a lot. So fast forwarding to this time now, we didn't have a relationship that was so tight. Ati yenye ningesema now, ati I'm betraying him, nini. At this time when he has now appeared in our lives, he's now just a father figure. We don't have a relationship with him. So pleasing him at that time was not my priority. Honoring him was. There is pleasing and there is honoring. At that time, my priority was honoring him as a parent because he's present, he's there, but not pleasing him. So when he told me Mkikuyu not, nikamwambia sasa, mimi nimeamua kufanya vitu tofauti. Na ni kwa sababu ninaheshimu wazazi wangu. Huyu mwanaume ninamleta nyumbani ajue wazazi wangu, ajue kwenye nimetoka, awaonyeshe heshima, alete dowry. When you're saying that he will not come to your compound, what you're simply telling me is that you don't want dowry. My dad, msichana yangu leta yeye, tutasikilizana, leta. And I go like, yes. And that was it. Although he was hesitant, like before we scheduled for a day of introduction, he kept asking me, my daughter, hakuna room ya changing of mind. Naambia, no dad, I've made up my mind, this is the guy, and I'm going all the way.
Yeah.
My daughter, kazi gani lakini? Na hiyo time alikuwa nauza movies. So everyone was like, mtu wa jua kali.
Movie show.
Mtakula movie. Haina shida. Hiyo 50 bob tutaitafuta tu ikue tu mboga. We will convert it to mboga. Hatuna shida. I remember one time joking with my mom telling her, msijali. Kukula nyama kila siku kwa ndoa sio the real deal.
Yeah.
The real deal ni having peace.
Yes.
And making a choice with someone that you're confident with. I also come from a polygamous family. So my driving force for not wanting to get married to a Luo like me was sikutaka kukaa tu hivi siku moja alafu naletewa msaidizi jioni. Like that's something I see with my uncles. Mmekaa tu hivi hamjakosana, umepika ka breakfast, you know. Just imagine smokies and sausages there and bacon and
blessing.
Imagine, alafu he leaves you, even calls you my sweetheart, friend of my heart. And then he walks out there, you're hugging, hey, my husband, have a wonderful day. In the evening, he brings a guest. My precious wife, I have decided to bring you a helper. But who said I wanted a helper? Me, I'm okay being a wife alone now.
Yeah.
So having grown up watching these situations, I mean, niliambia my mama bana. Hii mambo ya kukaa tu tuko na furaha alafu naletewa msaidizi jioni. Always make. So me, I'll get married to a Kikuyu.
Yeah.
Nikiwa primary, high school, I kept singing. I could see my cousins getting married to Luos. Me, I tell my mom, mimi Mkikuyu ama mzungu.
Aya Mkikuyu
ama
mzungu.
Now my main interest in that was I didn't want to get married into the traditions I'd grown up in. Because I used to see traditions during Matanga. I didn't like them. I used to see traditions being practiced during burial rites. Hizo vitu mimi sikutaka. So that was one thing that kept me looking towards getting married to another tribe. And I was very specific in the tribe I wanted, Kikuyu, because I always hear Wakikuyu na maiti.
Hii akienda ameenda.
Yes. Hawana shughuli. But now in our culture, there is the issue of kwanza tunaendanga na age. Kama alikuwa mzee, kuna traditional practices that must be done there at heshima. You know, like I remember my not my immediate grandfather, but should I say cousin to my grandfather, distant cousin actually. But sasa boma si aziko mbali. So when he died at around 3 p.m. But his death was not announced until 6 p.m. Kisa na maana heshima, tuki-announce mapema tutakuwa tumemkosea heshima. So that we have to wait for the sun to set nini. So now growing up with these traditions, I told my mom, mimi kama sio Mkikuyu. Because I think I'd just had enough of the traditions. And Luyas are like Luos, Kisis are like Luos. There's a similarity in the traditions, especially during burial rites. I didn't want that. So my
finally they accepted him.
Yes, finally they accepted him. My dad. My dad accepted him siku ya introduction. But now siku ya introduction, he came with a friend. And then my handsome husband is there looking 1GB. And then the other friend who bought him is there looking kibonge. So when he walks in, everyone assumes, this must be the man. So my aunties are directing their respect. You should have seen the way my cousin. This is our in-law. Ameshiba vizuri. Hadi ashaanza kunipea hapo advice. Sis, huyu ukienda mweke tu na samaki. Kienyeji tu. When I finally told them actually mwenyewe ni ule mwili ndogo.
So a piece of advice. Yes, if you are choosing people to go with introduction, usitafute watu wamejenga. So Henry, wherever you are, watu walidhani ni
yeye. For real though, because you see in our culture in-laws are respected. So the moment anaingia kwa compound they see an in-law, heshima ina flow hadi kwa shosho. An in-law is a very important person. So you can imagine wameingia heshima Henry anapewa na sio mwenyewe. Ilifika mali nikaavu kuintervene kwa mimi sasa.
Unisikia aje? Hii heshima ni yako unapatiwa Henry.
Actually, nilikuwa nimekubali. Nilikuwa 1GB by then. Hata sasa ukiangalia. So
and then I was at mid-20s. So I was okay with that. But now, if I want to go, I'll look for watu naona kidogo wameishaisha kidogo. Yes, yeah.
And talking about culture, I know we have different cultures, Kikuyus and Jaluos. When it comes to the issue of dowry, how was it, Gitau?
Now, we planned for a date. Apart from my parents, kulikuwa na mtu mmoja, one grandfather, alisema yeye anything to do with Majaluo hafanyi. Hata harusi hakukuja. Hakukuja.
To date.
Alisema anything, alisema hapana.
Oh, no.
Yes, so huyo sasa tukatoa kando. So because of that action, I made up my mind ushago ni bebe wale watu wamezeeka. Wale watu hawana exposure. Wale watu hawajatembea Kisumu. Hawaja interact na Wajaluo. So we got like 2 14-seaters. Nikaenda ushago. My mom wana relate vizuri sana na watu. I come from Gatanga. So tukachukua wamama wazee wakataka kunipeleka wengi na wazee kabisa tukaenda. So safari ilikuwa ndefu, tukaenda mahali inaitwa Katito. Tukatulia hapo watu wangoje wa freshen up ndio tuendelee. So kufika Katito, everyone is like, are you sure tumefika kwa Wajaluo? Kwa nini hawarushi mawe?
Seriously, sasa Wajaluo watarusha tu mawe usiku tu. Wamelala, sisi tu tunarusha tu.
So they see people at peace, everything is okay. Wanashindwa, are you sure tumefika? Naambia we're just a few kilometers from home, few minutes away. Wakaniambia, hey, okay. So that was an experience because these are women who have, this is what they have known since kitambo.
Yeah.
They have known Wajaluo
Ni
watu wa fujo.
Yeah.
Atakuona tu hivi akurushie mawe
bila sababu.
Amekosa kupenda suti yako.
So at the age of 70 years, this woman haja move hana exposure. So I decided just to change the thinking. And we planned and they came. So that was the start of them now knowing the other side that they have not known. Because politically, ilikuwa kila mtu anajua, because of politics, wanajua wale watu si watu wazuri. But not because they have interacted with them. So now this is a chance for them to interact with them through a dowry payment. And actually so many people just sponsor themselves just to come and see. So we are there at Katito, and then we progress, and then we reach a town there, just nearby called Kolweny, and then we arrange the cars, and then we start discussing vile tutaingia. You know the tradition ya
Kikuyus.
Ukikaribia nyumbani lazima upige honi. Kama si hivyo utaambiwa rudi nyuma mkuje mkipiga.
Yes.
So sisi tukajitayarisha. Zile magari ziko na honi mzuri mbele.
Zikaekwa mbele.
Yes. So sisi ndio hao. Sikuwa nimeuliza kwao kama kunaendaga hivyo. So tumefika mahali inaitwa Kolweny. Sisi ndio hao, boma tunajua haiko mbali. Ndio sisi hao tumeanza. So in their side kupiga honi si kwa harusi, si kwa dawari, ni kwa matanga.
It's alerting mourners. The body is
The
here
body
now start
Crying.
So when they started hooting, my aunties wamekimbilia maleso, wako tayari kuanza kulia. And then I could hear my shosho asking, kwani kuna mtu amekufa hapa, maiti inaletwa leo na hatujui. Kidogo tunaona magari zimepangana zinaingia kwa boma. My mom, please go tell your visitors to stop hooting. Mourners will be here soon. And mourners came. Watu walisikia mourners came, watu walija compound ya fadhi kutaka kujua.
Kulia.
Kwani huku tulikuwa na matanga?
Na wajahaya.
We did not know. We did not know there was a burial in this home. Wakaingia na mama, sorry, poleni, ni wageni wangu. Ni wageni, muelewe ni wageni. So wakatulia, wakaingia.
Yes. So that was the experience. And then we reached, we were welcomed. And then on their side, kwa Wakikuyu ukitaka kwenda, you provide money so that they can prepare whatever you will eat.
Yeah.
On their side, you cannot do that.
It's an abomination.
Wanauliza wewe ni
How do
mgeni
you ask an
wetu
in-law to
na
sponsor
unatupatia
themselves?
kitu ya kukupikia.
Ni aibu kubwa.
Wakikuyu, are you learning something? Are you learning something Wakikuyu wetu?
Yes, and then kwetu an in-law hatakaribishwa. He'll tell you in-law hatakaribishwa ati kuku, ati supu mingi. There'll be meat of all kinds, differently cooked. Kutakuwa na deep fried kuku, wet fry, choma, zote. And then no one should taste before he does. That's the respect I'm telling you in-law who accorded.
Enyewe ujaluo ni gharama.
Sasa meza imejaa. I could see the tension, wanaulizana hii tutaitishwa pesa ngapi? And then us we are wondering, jamani, kwani chakula ni mbaya?
Wanakosa kukula, wako na stress, tutaitishwa ngapi?
Tutaitishwa because first walifika, they got home at around 11. There was tea, uji yenye imegagata, freshly cooked, yenye haina sukari, yenye iko na sukari, ya white, ya brown, chai, hesabu chai hivyo, njugu, simsim, mandazi, mikate, boiled eggs. Then they ate.
That is just
after breakfast.
Hiyo ni breakfast.
I
remember I jokingly told the people, hakuna chakula ingine.
Watu wakajisunda mayai na njugu. Wakamaliza buffet ikakuja. They were just confused. I did not know what they were whispering. He later told me they were wondering how much wataitishwa for everything.
They have eaten.
So walikula na mate, unaona mtu anachukua kasamaki kadogo. They did not know that was for them. That is how we welcome in-laws.
Wow.
And again, when now we are talking about the dowry, my dad called me and told me, please ask them what they would like, the expectation. And I told my dad, aliniambia kwa mdomo yake, kijana yangu, kuja na ile kitu uko nayo. And my dad thought that was a trap. Because now, how are we going? We don't know how many cows you want. We don't know how many goats you want. We don't know.
Yeah.
So it was just, a culture shock. My dad insists. And then I remember by then, my pastor told me, no, kumbuka, kule ni kuwa Wajaluo munaenda. So wacheni na pressure. He came from those sides. So he understood these things.
Yes.
So he guided us. He told us, just venye tu amekuambia ni hivyo. So my dad kila siku anambia pana, just ask. Namwambia there's no asking. They said we go the way we are. So that is a plus that because by then ningeitishwa ng'ombe 100.
Ujizi kutoka wapi?
Until saa hii ningekuwa bado nafikisha 99. Ndio nienda. So that was a plus. And I thank God for my parents-in-law. Walikubali. Na by then nilikuwa nauza movies. Kahawa Wendani. Ngajulikana kama Jose wa movie.
Jose wa movie.
Yeah. And I did it and tukaenda wazazi na friends wakakam. We put everything together and we went. Tukakaribishwa vizuri sana.
Wow. And so everything went on well.
Yes. Allow me to say something. I don't know if the parents who will be watching this, but if there's one thing that I appreciate my parents for, and most of Luo parents, ni sahi naona wana change. When a Luo parent tells you leta kenye uko nayo, they mean just that. But on one condition, that they've given you their child in one piece, 20 years wampate in one piece, 70 years wampate in one piece. In Luo culture, hiyo kitu uko nayo, no matter how small it is, it's once, hautaitishwa tena.
Can you imagine?
You know, like in Kikuyu culture utaambiwa, sasa huyu
as we say
1 million utakuwa unaleta in bits nini. Alafu niliona tradition ya Wakikuyu ni ati kitanda ile siku atagongwa unamrudisha tu juu alishaama na kitanda.
As we
in
say,
the Luo culture,
you cannot finish paying dowry.
Actually,
sisi ni mara moja.
We went there just a few months ago. And the way I went, the parents were so happy to see me. And then ndio nikalan wanadhani nimemaliza dowry, but mimi najua sijamaliza. mimi najua sijamaliza, najua nitaenda mara mingi. So nilishtuka kusikia ukipeleka ng'ombe, because kwao wanasema ng'ombe live lazima. But mimi nilikuwa nimeomba Mungu nikasema nikienda ninunue ng'ombe za Kisii, zingine zimekula nylon, zingine climate change, ziende huko zikufe. So nilikuwa naomba sana nimpatie pesa anunue. And actually God performed a miracle in disguise. And I took an envelope and they bought. So vile nilienda nikapata kuna ng'ombe kwa compound. To them, ukienda mahali upate ng'ombe kwa compound, inakuambia hapa kuna mtu mzee ako na mtoto mwenye ako na umri hadi ameolewa. So hizi ng'ombe ni za kutoka hapo. So kama uko na kelele, jua ukiingia kwa hiyo compound kuwa na heshima, kuna mzee.
So wewe unapita nje ya boma, you can now tell hii ni ndume, hii ni, so you can, wewe unajua hii boma ni ya mtu mzee, niingie na heshima. So unapata hata ng'ombe zenye alileta 8 years down the line, my dad cannot get rid of them. He cannot even sell them. Labda imezeeka, auze, anunue ingine, ikuwe ni ishara.
Anaizalisha tu.
Exactly. Wow. So like say mtu akiingia kwa boma yetu atajua, this one has how many daughters? Unaona? Yeah.
Wow. So nikapata hizo ng'ombe, nikaambia ndio hizi wanaendelea wakizalisha tu. So to them hiyo kizazi iko inaendelea ni kama nimemaliza. But again mimi najua hapa lazima for the respect for everything that they showed me, I will go mara mingi sana. And then amekwambia mambo ya heshima ya in-law. To me ilikuwa too much, hata sikutaka iwe hivyo. Because ukienda kule time ya kukula, the parents and everyone goes out.
They cannot sit with the in-law.
Ukule in-law. Hawezi kula na wewe kwa nyumba moja.
So sasa
because of the respect. So nikaona hii hapana. I remember when we were driving there, my dad-in-law alikuwa kwa shamba. So to them respect nimpite niende nyumbani ya kuja nisalimie. To me nikasema no, hii si heshima. Nikasimamisha gari nikaenda pale alikuwa. Nikamsalimia.
The car broke down.
Akaniuliza kwani gari imeharibika?
Tunakuja tu kukusalimia dad.
Because to me I've gone all the way to Nyakachi. Na nimekuja kuona mzazi, nimuone kwa barabara, nimpite, akuja nisalimie. Nikasema hiyo si heshima. And then pole ndio nikutaka kubreak hiyo, that tunaweza kula na yeye pamoja tukiongea. And I thank God hiyo tumeweza, because hii heshima niliona hii si mzuri. Mimi najua heshima. Yeah. Mimi ndio nafaa kupeleka ile mingi. Because it goes up. Lakini hii hadi time ya kukula tuwezi kula pamoja. Na nimetoka Nairobi kwenda kuspend time na nyinyi. So hizo ndio some of the culture shock zenye bado tunaendelea kudeal nazo, na zingine pia zinaendelea zikitufungua macho. Yeah.
Wow, nice. Then after dowry, of course, marriage.
Well,
there was a wedding.
The wedding preparations, my goodness. My sister died.
Oh, sorry.
It was a big hit on us as a family because she had been sick for a while. She left behind a week-old baby. So hapa tulikuwa as a family, we are battling between preparing for Doti's wedding, kuchukua mtoto, kwanza tuzoe kulea mtoto mwenye hana mamake. And then I used to have a business that we were kind of running together. We had made up our minds that we will not ask people for support. And then God decided that you people, you don't want to ask people for support. And me, I have my own plans, Okay. You have your plans, and God is saying, okay, these are my plans, but my plans will prevail. The shop was broken into. I actually lost everything. So I couldn't get back on my feet. Alafu tukaenda siku ya burial. Kitu yenye ningebaki nianze kufanya nayo job tena, they broke into the house, wakaiba laptops 2. Sasa unaona sasa wameninyang'anya huku na huku. I cannot do anything now because my laptop would have helped me to fetch online. Anything online that can bring money, but now it was gone. So it was him. Like all our plans, God just took them, put them aside, and then we have to now go by his plans. So during the wedding preparations, let's just say, by God's grace, 1st of August happened. And we thank God.
Amen.
Yes.
And you got married.
We got married.
And now you're happily married. How has been the journey?
Oh my. The journey.
Yes.
Jesus is Lord.
Wedding happened, and then we started the biashara. By then iko chini, hadi kupata fare yenyewe ni shida. So I'm there, we are living at Bypass, going to Kahawa Ndani every day. Biashara imenos dive. And then deep inside me, I used to know that siwezi endelea kuuza movies for long. And nilikuwa nafikiria my children wakiintroduce kwa shule wanasema, hey, my dad, Jose wa movie.
Jose wa movie.
Hiyo intro ilikuwa inachoma hata kwa imagination.
Jose wa movie.
Yes. So I used to know that something has to change. So tumeingia kwa ndoa, tumepanga kila kitu. The only kwa budget kitu tu ilibaki deni ni mtu wa video wa kamera. And actually we paid that debt after 5 years.
In marriage.
5 years.
Yes. 5 years.
It was not a lot of money. It was just 15,000.
15,000.
I can see my cameramen, they are like, because they go to shoot weddings.
Yes. But if there is one thing we thank God for, this guy, he's a very elderly guy. This guy, he was just a father all through that season. Hakuna siku alitupigia kutuharakisha. In fact, the only time he called was to ask me, watoto tunakaribisha lini? I want to give you a free photo shoot for your pregnancy. You are very good clients. He's a pastor. Now.
He's a pastor, yeah.
He was ordained to be a pastor 2 months ago, I think. Joe was a good guy. Patiently, he waited with the soft copies. He waited when we were now ready with the money.
After
he gave
5
us
years.
everything
Intact, very clean.
intact.
Si ati aliweka sample
for us.
kwa ofisi kila mtu anataka anachukua. Akaiweka
my
vizuri.
goodness, that guy was just God sent. 15,000, 5 years.
50.
5 years. So the journey behind not paying 15,000, just 15,000 in 5 years, it's a journey. It's a journey.
Bros.
So we skip. We go now to God has blessed us now.
No, I don't think we should skip this. He said we can help someone,
Yes,
right?
yes.
When we got married, we wanted to at least get to know each other because we were now coming different cultures. Hatukuwa tunataka haraka ya kupata watoto because once a baby comes, attention switches. So we wanted to take time to just know each other. I wanted to know his culture, maybe learn the language, you know. Because condition ya kwanza yenye niliwekewa omena isipikwe kwa nyumba. Mimi nimelelewa na omena asubuhi, usiku, mchana. It was so hard. Alikuwa anatoka kwenda job, mimi naipika naikula yote. Then I wash the vyombos, then I spray the nyumba. By the time anakuja jioni 6, hakuna traces ya omena. So you know this accepting your culture yao. Mimi sikuwahi jua waru inaweza pikwa kwa kila kitu. Yeah. Oh my God, that was a struggle. I remember the first December tulipelekwa home, ikapikwa mchele, waru, carrot, mishiri, minji. I went and I said, we are supposed to eat this for dinner. And then he said, we mamangu atakusikia. So me, I was thinking, okay, ingekuwa kwetu hii mchele ingekuwa kando, waru, at least kitu ingemixiwa kwa hiyo chakula ni maybe waru na carrots, but kando as stew. So kutaka kujua hiyo culture, along the way we had a very painful miscarriage that affected us big time. And the reason why I say that we don't skip this is because there are couples that after wamepata miscarriage, they either don't seek treatment vizuri. Because what I learned with the miscarriage was that after a miscarriage, your uterus becomes a bit fragile.
This is after how long?
That was like 1 year. 1 year.
Okay.
Your uterus becomes fragile, and so you need to have a gynecologist that can walk with you, you know. After that, in case you want to now conceive, your gyne can now tell you, is your uterus in a position to carry another pregnancy? Because if it is not, chances of getting another miscarriage ziko very high. And there are people who get so affected that after a miscarriage, it's like it just breaks them apart. I want to tell someone, a miscarriage doesn't mean you're not going to have children. It doesn't mean you're cursed. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. It does not mean your spouse cheated and caused the miscarriage. It's just, miscarriages are caused by different factors. It could be stress your body is going through. It could be hormonal imbalances, you know. So when something like that happens, stick together, find a solution together, heal together. Because what couples forget is that he was the father, I am the mother. So kama ni loss, we have both suffered the loss. Yeah. Much as my body will go through physical changes and pain, he has gone through a loss. And emotionally he's affected. Physically, financially he's affected. Sini analipa bili ya hospitali. Yeah. So one thing tambia mtu, ukipata miscarriage, don't go for a shortcut. There are those who go for abortions because either the pregnancy is threatening or something. Make sure that when something like that happens, you find a specialist, a gynecologist to work with you, to help you through the healing process, both physically and emotionally, so that you can be in a good state to carry another pregnancy peacefully. Yeah.
Wow. All this time, where were you? Did you work with your wife?
Yes, we worked together. I remember when I learned about it, it was tough. It was very tough because it affected her health. She was in a lot of pain. And now the money to go to the hospital. So I have to sacrifice everything so that we can make sure that she's all right. And I thank God for having good mentors who can call you, no, you need to go to a hospital. What ni nini hauna, mbona haujaenda, you need to visit a very good hospital. So I remember we went to Thika.
Yeah.
We went to Thika, and now I had to ask for a car from a friend, so that, because she cannot walk. So I had to ask for a car from my neighbor actually, and he graciously gave me the car. Nikaenda nikampeleka Thika, akatengenezwa akakuwa sawa, and then we faced that that phase together. Together, I used to make sure that I'm home early so that I can help with everything.
Yeah.
I used to make sure that I've gone to business, make sure everything is running well, and then I run back home, make sure that everything is okay. Because at that point, you cannot afford a house girl. So you must make sure that you strike a balance. And she can testify that we walked together through that phase of losing the pregnancy. Yes.
Wow.
And then you see, we lost the pregnancy at a time when watu wengine wanasemanga financially tulikuwa chini. Sisi hata financially hatukuwa anywhere. Kuna time, there were times when he had to walk from bypass to Kahawa, afungue shop, by jioni ameuza 200, anarudi nyumbani, I'm sick, I need medication, na sio medication cheap. I was using some very expensive medication. So ilifika mahali, I just developed a good relationship na mama wa mboga. I could just go tell her, mimi nataka mboga. And then after that, now we conceived our first baby, which was another, oh my goodness, that was now the bad part.
And I want us to stop at that point, and then we'll pick it from there. Okay? We'll pick it from there. Now the firstborn comes in, and they are right there. It's a he or a she?
It's a she.
She came with challenges. We'll pick it from there. So thank you so much for coming.
All right.
And to our viewers, the story of Gitau's Nyanza meets Central. And it is such a love story. They have gone through challenges in this life. But through it all, God has been with them. And next Friday, make sure that you tune in, that we may continue with this story, because there is no way we can leave it hanging And so make a date with us coming Friday. Be tuned and you'll be able to know some of the challenges they went through. So thank you so much for joining in. This is Couples Will Show, and this is where we write down our love while we are alive, for we don't want our love story to be read when we are 6 feet under. And that is why the guitars, they had to come here to sign their love while they are living here on earth. Remember, as I always tell you, in heaven where we are going, there is no marriage. So you better enjoy your marriage here. If this is your first time to be here, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. We meet here every Friday at 9:45 p.m. to bring in hope to your marriages. And we're here to speak hope and to tell you that marriages work. Also, every Monday at 5, we have Couples Will Monday Boost. Yes, we come to encourage you and tell you that this thing, it is workable. So thank you so much for joining in. My name is Willie Kinyash. I'm a Dr. Love, and out there they call me the Undisputed. And for now, it is a good night. Kwaheri ya kuonana, tuonane on Saturday. And remember to subscribe.